Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Aiden. I go by Tuesday Enthusiast online, and today we are packing up my June mail club, which is so exciting. I always love packing up the mail club. So we're starting by stamping the letters on the front. Off camera, I printed off all of my shipping labels slash address labels. I don't really know what to call them. And then I always have my return address printed on my envelopes. I print them in advance. I think I talked about that in my last video, but yeah, we start with that super chill, and that way the front of the envelope is done and I don't have to worry about it. Then on the same day, I started cutting the prints. So these prints are really easy this month to cut because I made sure they were 5 inches by 7 inches without any border. I wanted this one to be borderless, so I'm cutting right along the edge of the picture. And it's really easy. I don't have to mark any cut lines. I don't have to do anything crazy like that, like you might have seen me done in the past. I'm just lining up the edge of the picture with my cut line on the guillotine and calling it good. If I cut off like a millimeter of the piece, I'm honestly not pressed about it. You'll notice maybe on the right hand side that there are some tones on those scraps, but they are pretty close to the same size, and it happens every now and then with a little guillotine moment, and it's not going to affect the size of the print enough to make it a problem. So the mail club members over on Instagram voted for the themes ducks over cats. Those were the 2 options for the June mail club, ducks or cats, and we picked ducks. And I felt like it would be a really fun moment to kind of make human-esque ducks, like throwing up some peace signs. It's kind of giving 2010 metal band photo or like 2 bros at the beach energy, and that's exactly what I was going for. I'm so proud of this piece. It's super summery. It's welcoming the warm weather. They have silly little bucket hats on. I think it turned out so great. It's so silly to me, this piece. It's called Ducket Hats, and it will be available in my shop in August because it's exclusive for 60 days to my mail club members. So if you're interested in picking that up, that's when you can. Then I write my name backwards, starting from the last letter in the bottom right corner of my pieces, and I do this for all of them. I sign them all this way just because I'm kind of a little bit insane about where the end of my name shows up. I want it to be at a very specific spot. I want the end to be like a ½ centimeter from the edge every time. It's a little crazy, but it does work, and I've gotten really good at writing my name backwards. So I'm gonna sign all of them in this way before moving on to writing the information about each of the prints on the back, handwritten still. So this is she. We're gonna look. They're all cut out. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we will flip them in a moment. I think she's so cute. There we go. Little flip, little flip. So I handwrite all of the information about the prints on the back still at the moment. Eventually, if the mail club gets big enough, I might end up printing this information on, but for now, I like the personal touch of handwriting the name of the piece, when it was printed, the exclusivity of it, so like the edition of the mail club that it was for, and then also what number it is in the edition. I only print enough for the club. If there's an odd number for the club, I will print an even number and then keep one for myself. So it's like 1 of 1 for this edition. And then if I was to publish the piece in my shop, it's generally in a different size than the mail club. So it's really truly this amount of this specific version of the thing that's printed, if that makes sense. At this point, it was getting pretty late into the night and it was a work night, so I quickly stuffed all of my cut and additioned pieces into their envelopes, and then I called it quits for the evening and then picked up the next morning with the letters. here we are the next morning at my kitchen table instead of my desk in my bedroom because my partner had a meeting that they were taking at that desk. So the letter this month was printed on purple plain paper. I'm trying something out. I usually print my letter on cardstock, but I'm kind of noticing that I'm not loving that. So I'm thinking of trying out some different colors over the next couple of months and then landing on a standard color for the letter. I don't mind the purple. I think I like blue, but I also know that our envelopes are pink and red, so I'm trying to figure out how to like make it match. Anyway, if you have any color suggestions for me, please let me know. I've considered pink, but I noticed that the pink printer paper is like the same color as the envelope, and then I'm like, what if somebody somehow misses the letter? Anyway, I would love your feedback. So with these, I am simply cutting the edges off of the paper. I write my letter on a Kyoko campus grid paper, so I'm just following the edges of the sheet there, and my little assistant came to be not so helpful. She really loves being involved in any sort of paper crafts, and at this point she was attacking every scrap that I put down and was making it actually incredibly challenging to continue the job, so I had to pause. And then after like a week or so, we are now here. We are at the most therapeutic part of the process apart from the art, the envelope stuffing. So first off, I'd like to welcome Sarah to the Mail Club. You are the newest member. Thank you so much for joining. So I'm doing Sarah's letter first so that I make sure she gets all of her goodies. She gets the drink card that everybody gets, a sticker that says welcome to the Mail Club, and then a branded sticker by me before it gets stuffed into the envelope. So I have the envelope sitting at the bottom of the frame here so that I can see who the letter is going to so that I can write their name on it, but that, I'm not doxing anybody. And then I simply add the letter in front of the print into the envelope, and I do this for all 16 of my Mail Club members. If you would like to be shouted out in the next video for joining the club, you are more than welcome to with the link down below, and maybe, just maybe, you will be the newest member shouted out in one of these videos. So eventually I figured out that I could just fold the bottom third up and then put the card in and then put the sticker on. At first I was just folding the letter all the way and then reopening it and then putting the card in, and I was like, this is inefficient. But we carried on, stuffing and stuffing. I love this part. I put on a YouTube video and I just listened to it podcast style, and I stuff these letters. I think it's so fun. I love watching them turn out and be like the final product all together. It makes me very happy. And I really do like how these purple letters, this purple letter paper was playing with like the pink color. I don't know if I'll do it again next time, but it was good for this time. To seal my envelopes, I have a little tiny bowl and a Q-tip with water, and I'm gonna lightly dampen the Q-tip and then wet the glue along the outside. I used to have self-sealing envelopes, Didn't think about that when I bought this batch of envelopes. They have glue. C'est la vie. It's water. And very importantly, after I glue them shut, I put this do not bend sticker on the back. Full disclosure, I forgot this step last month, but I try so hard to remember the do not bend sticker because it helps the post to know that they should not be bending this. Not that I think they try to bend letter mail, like generally they're pretty good with it, but it's just like an extra precaution to be like, hey, please don't do that to this. Yeah, so I just glue them all, make sure that it's wet enough that the glue activates, but not so wet that it threatens to ruin anything. There is like a delicate balance with this Q-tip technique, I will say. And then I stick on the sticker and we call it good. We are so close to being done this process. If you have made it this far in the video, I would love for you to subscribe, and if you are interested in joining the mail club, as always, it is linked down below along with any other artwork that I make. This is them. They're all done, they're packaged, they're squishy, and we're gonna walk them over to my front door. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far, give me a like. It really does help a girl out. Share it with a friend. And I will see you in the next one, where I will show you my art painting process for the Ducket Hats piece. Thank you so much for being here, and remember, stay crafty.